All right, so we're taking a look at some of the projects that we've made with this Ender 3 and the Ender 5 and talk about some of the experiences and some of the modifications we've made and issues and troubleshooting along the way. I think this will work. All right, it does work. So welcome everybody. Let me get back to here. And we'll get started on the Amazon side. Hopefully everybody can hear good. Let me make sure I got the mic. I think I got the mic correct. Camera's going to be what it is going to be, so that'll happen. I got to leave that window open. Let's see, what do I need over here? I could leave that open. I don't think I need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need that, and I don't need that, so we'll see your comments, and we'll get started here. And we'll see, nope, once again, we do not get comments over here, so I don't know what's happening with my live. But sorry for anybody who's watching, there's no comments, but we'll get right into it. We're taking a look at some 2026 calendars. We got a whole bunch of them here. There's a national park calendar here someplace. That'll be towards the bottom, this one. We'll be taking a look at that one. We've got the At a Glance, one of my favorite types of calendars. We've got 3 different dad joke calendars here. They've all got their kind of each got their own unique flavor. Welcome to everybody that's joining us. We've got the This Day in History calendar. These are all on sale pretty much. They're all great gifts and something easy to add to an order in order to get ready for the new year. You know how that goes. So let's take a look at this beaches one here in a bit. Got a couple of beaches one because we got some people that like to cruise and would probably like to cruise more. We got a little pug sitting just below the table here, so we've got some pug calendars in the mix. Wish we could see the comments. I don't know if it's my phone or if it's the app, but apologize we're not seeing the comments. Big Peanuts fans, so we've got a Peanuts calendar here. We've got this other national parks. There's 2 national parks calendars we'll be taking a look at. Both of them are pretty cool. A couple of different beaches ones, like I said. Which one are you looking at there? That's this one. This is sort of the 80s one. I call this one my 80s beaches. Maybe the Miami Vice one. And then what do we got? Then we got the one, well, I'm going to call it the weird calendar. I think they acknowledge that it's a weird calendar. That's this one. And then another one of the dad jokes calendars. These are desk calendars, by the way. Kind of like a pad, and you'll peel the joke off each day, which is kind of cool because that whole reduce, reuse, recycle thing, you can reuse those jokes each day, like notes or whatever, maps or something you got to draw. There's another little baby animals calendar. And somewhere in there we had the other pug calendar. Here it is. And these are pugs and pug puppies. We'll be taking a look at those. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil all the pictures. I know a lot of people like to reveal the pictures only as the months go by, and I understand that completely. Although I have looked at some of these, I don't look at all of them for that reason. Even though we're pug people here, we do got a Corgi's calendar here. This is a 16-month calendar. I really like how some of these things are 16 months long so that you can kind of archive things, and sometimes they look ahead, and I'm a big fan of that too. I don't know what the weather's like everywhere, but it's being weird here today. I'm gonna put this hat back on. So again, I'm sorry if we're not seeing any comments. The thing's acting weird to me. Looks like people are grabbing some calendars. Good idea. So let's go back and we'll just do them in the order that they're showing up on the list here. And I didn't put them up in any particular order necessarily. But we're taking a look first at one of the wall calendars. And this one is National Parks. And this one is from the National Park Foundation. So that's a official charity of the America's National Parks, it says. And we'll give you a quick preview of all the photos. So there's a lot of them, a lot of variety there. And then it's like a lot of wall calendars. It has a hole drilled in it already, so you don't have to worry about that. The first page is real heavy duty, like a lot of them. So as you have it on the wall, it starts to support the weight right away. This is not a spiral bound. So I prefer these, that they stick to the wall a little smoother and no worries about, there's no potential to scratch up the wall at all. I like to put these, I should have put on here the little adhesive things, that you stick onto the wall that hold them up. Actually, I really should have put those on. Because that's what I used to put these up so that you don't have to put a tack in the wall or anything. So this one is neat because you got these different pictures of these different parks, but then they give you a description. So maybe you want to plan a trip, or if you just want to learn more about the park based off that picture, you're going to be looking at it for a month. That's pretty handy. A lot of times you see a picture and you're wondering, what's up with that. So in the calendar itself, we've got all kinds of information. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but not just the holidays, but all kinds of historical events from the national parks. And that's why this is probably one of my favorite calendars. I'm a big history buff, especially like trivia history like that. I don't necessarily need to watch a 2-hour documentary on everything, but if I look at the calendar, I notice that it's the day that the Lincoln Memorial was designated in Washington, D.C. It's just an interesting fact to know, something you can tell people throughout the day. Looks like there's some other information I just noticed. I've been looking at this calendar a couple of times already, and I just noticed that there's additional information for each of the months too. So it's definitely packed with information. And this is a 12-month calendar. This is a standard, I would call it a standard 12-inch calendar. So 12 inches by 12 inches. All right, I'll put that at the bottom of the list, or bottom of the pile, I guess we'll call it. And the next one in the list is this At a Glance. Really one of my favorites. My grandparents used these back in the day in their offices, but I still think they're handy. So you've got this little plate that goes on the desk, and then these 2 rings that let you flop over from one side to the other. So each day you'll turn the page, and what you'll get is a place to put hourly appointments, and then on the other side just a kind of a more open area. You have calendars down there so you can see what's going on, coming and going. But I really like how this form factor works. As you go through during the month or during the year, you're going to be flipping pages. You're going to be writing down all your notes and stuff. At the end of the year, you just put something to bind this, a zip tie or something on there, and you've got an archive of everything that went on last year. It's really compact. Doesn't take up a lot of room on the desk. I really like these. And you just get that base unit and just start getting one of these refills every year. Very inexpensive. And like I say, a great way to archive. I've done this, and I've also done the big desk calendars for a long time. I did the big desk calendars. I thought that was cool, I guess. It was kind of before computers, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And I would write everything on there, and then at the end of the year, I would just take that. I would take, like, each month the desk calendar, put underneath. But this was so much more compact. So I guess what I'm saying is I switched to these and never looked back. All right, somebody's already been looking at this one. So these dad joke calendars are awesome. One, they're great gifts, but they're kind of like a secret power to have too, because you get yourself one, and for a couple of bucks, and then every day you've got a new joke for everybody. So either you're going to use it as a joke calendar, or you're going to gift it as a joke calendar. So they all are kind of similar in that they have a really heavy duty cardboard back, and then that cardboard back opens up like this, and then that becomes, it kind of folds down kind of like that, and then that'll hold it on the desk so you can see it. Doesn't take up a lot of real estate. And then they're all a little different. This one's pretty colorful. So I'm not going to spoil all the jokes, of course, but we'll go in. Why are penguins socially awkward? Because they can't break the ice, right? And like I say, these are just pieces of paper. This one's actually pretty neat because they've lined the back of the pages. So you can literally use this as a notepad or whatever. You know, make a note or whatever, hand it to somebody, make a shopping list on it. So you're using this as a notepad and a daily calendar. So that one's pretty cool. And the jokes are obviously dad jokes. Something along the same lines is right next to it here. This one is the history calendar, though. So I used to watch the shows all the time. It's one of the best channels back in the old days of cable. So again, great gift for somebody who's going to be putting the calendar out. This one opens up on the back also, flips down to lock it into place, and then stands up on the desk nice. Again, it's what do you call it, a pad style. If I can get it to lock in and not half lock in. Oh, I see. I didn't clip it down all the way. So it's kind of like a pad. It has this heavy back, and then however many pages, I guess 360 something pages, right? And then you just flip through. This one's a little different. So this one isn't, you can use the back as a notepad for sure, but this one's actually something to read. So this might be something you'd have on your dresser or something as you're getting ready in the morning, as you wake up, or something on the nightstand, because there's a little something to read there. It might even be something that you call somebody and say, hey, you know what, let's share what the history calendar says today. This is a fun one. It gets a little cooler than just entertainment. It's a little bit of education and entertainment at the same time, right? Again, great prices on these things too. This is the time of year to buy them, right? All right, next is one of the beach calendars. Like I say, I don't know about you, but I've got people that cruise or people that have cruised and talk about it all the time. So I figured getting some of these beach calendars would be the way to go. This one is neat because the one that I'm highlighting now is because it has this sticker page with appointments, holidays, bills, things for budgeting, things for vacations, and things you might want to do for scheduling or organizing, and then what's the word I'm looking for, prepping or preparing for that kind of stuff. So that's kind of clever. I didn't even know calendars came with that, but it makes a lot of sense. And these are stickers, so that you just stick them on where you're going to put them. This one again has a bunch of different pictures. This one doesn't preview the pictures on the back, so I don't have to worry about spoiling it. It has a monthly planner on the very back. You can either use that for next year, of course, or use it as a planner, a quick planner for this year. And this one, because it's probably designed for people who are going to be cruising, right? It has more international holidays and information on it. And because it's international, you get these little flags to tell you, what country or whatever is the holidays all about. So it's kind of cool. And it has, does this one have the phases of the moon? It doesn't have the phases of the moon, but what it does have that's different than the others is the countdown and count up. So I'm not sure if that's something you need for vacations or cruises or something, or if it was just something in this calendar, but I thought that was pretty unique. That it counts up and it counts down. So, the third day of the year is also the 362nd day till the end of the year type of thing. And like I say, this one comes with this sticker sheet, which is pretty cool. So this, I bought a couple like this because I figured I'm not sure which ones they're going to like, and I can offer them both and the one they keep, and then I can always donate the other one or give them both. Not everybody needs two calendars, I know that, but they're not expensive. So let's see, what's the next one. Next one is this pug calendar. So there's two pug calendars in the mix here. This is the regular pugs, we're going to call it, not the puppies, although there might be some puppies in here. A lot of these 12 by 12 inch calendars, wall calendars, come along with a piece of cardboard in them. All of these were shipped in a box, for what it's worth. I bought all of them They all arrive quickly, and they all arrive. Some of them arrive together, and of course these arrived in. No, wait, I shouldn't say they all arrived in a box, because actually now that I think about it, some of these arrived in those big heavy bags that are kind of like made out of cardboard. But all of the big 12-inch calendars, I'm happy, arrived in actual boxes. So there are no bends, no dinked corners or nothing. But I guess to anticipate for whatever, some of the calendars do come with cardboard in them. So this one comes with some cardboard in it to keep it rigid. But this one is probably one of the heavier papers. Some of these are just paper. This one is like heavy magazine stock, like throughout the whole thing. It's heavier on the cover, but this is still like pretty heavy duty stock. It's a nice calendar. So it's got a bunch of pugs, as you can imagine. I'll show you the back cover to kind of give you a preview without spoiling it. And again, this one is more just general pugs, not all puppies like the other calendar we'll take a look at. Now this one has some of the features I really like that make it a practical calendar in my opinion, and that's being able to look back at last month and look forward to next month right away, so you don't have to keep flipping around your calendar all the time. Just, if you got something coming up and you want to figure it out, I really like that feature. This one does have the phases of the moon, which a lot of these do. A lot of these wall calendars will have the phases of the moon. And then it also has all the holidays. This one has a pretty good selection of holidays too. I'd say like a robust selection of holidays, not just your standard holidays. So I really like this one. This one's going to be tough. I did get this one to give away as well, so kind of looked at this one on the way as it, as we possess it here on its way to its home. But that's probably the one I might buy a second one of, because I do like the pictures in that one. So raise your hand if you like peanuts. This is one of the classics. This is a 16-month calendar, and I'm a big fan of those because the year doesn't end just because the numbers end, or at least our plans don't end, right? So as it gets to be this time of year, at the end of December and even sometimes in October and stuff, you start making plans for this time of year. And we have some stuff that happens in January every year. So, we're constantly making plans for January. And if a calendar doesn't roll over, it's just super annoying. So I really like these 16-month calendars that do that. This one does come with a piece of cardboard as well. Again, it's a 12 by 12. Now this one, I guess it's made for like a family type of calendar or family use, let's say, because it comes with this sticker sheet, which is really cool. It's got like field trips, birthdays, practices, vacations, holidays from school, haircuts, doctors, going to grandparents, all kinds of cool stuff that, kind of scheduling and stuff for appointments. Now this one again is a 12 by 12, so really big cartoons, super colorful. They all say something, and then kind of have like a quote or an inspiration, and then an image. So there's a quick preview of them. I know again, a lot of people like to open up a calendar, put it on the wall, and then not look at any of the pictures till the month happens. I don't know if you're like that, but I don't want to ruin that for people that are that appreciate that. I know it's a cool thing. Looks like people are buying this one. I don't blame you. This is a neat one, very colorful, and it's, I think, more practical than some of the others because of the sticker sheet. Now there's extra cartoons all over it. They licensed it, so they might as well, right? And then that's kind of nice, makes it cool. This one has a lot of information, like some of the, I'd say it's on the high end of the amount of information. You've got that month and last month. You've got different spellings of all the different things like months and days and stuff. Even into the holidays and stuff, you're going to get different versions of stuff. So this one's one that, again, you can get a little bit more use than just looking at this one. I think that's kind of nice. And I wish I could see comments, but I don't know. I keep mentioning it. I'm not supposed to mention it or what, but the app or whatever isn't showing me comments. So if people are asking questions, I apologize if I'm missing them. I'm not intentionally doing that. And if, for example, somebody wanted to see something, I would be happy to show them. So the next one here is the National Parks, another wall calendar, 12 by 12. This one is a little different. It's the World Travel Series. Comes with a piece of cardboard, so it stays nice and rigid. So you're going to use it. We've got the holes pre-drilled, which is handy. I'll give you a quick preview of those. As you can see, good selection of photos again. As we open it up, You do get an indication of where the photos are taken, but not the big paragraph that the other calendar. We've got the preview and the look back of the months forward and back. Got the holidays, as well as the cycles of the moon. So I think this is a good mix of just a calendar that's practical with amazing photographs. Again, I don't want to go through and show them all, everybody. But good quality on this one, good size. And, you know, some people are looking for a lot of bells and whistles in their calendars, you know, a lot of stuff. And other people are going to use the calendar, and they don't necessarily need half the dates filled up with international holidays or something like that. Whoa. I'm using a monopod, and you can tell, I guess. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see what's next. That would be one of the beach calendars. So like I see, I've got a couple of those in here, and this one's a 12-month calendar. This one has the holes drilled in. I keep saying that because I know that they don't always. And sometimes they have like little pieces of metal or something, and that can matter to people. So I know I'm repeating myself on that one, but there's a method to that. So this one's cool because it starts in November and December. And again, if you've been doing stuff, or you're, you know, bringing stuff from last year into this year on some kind of schedule, this can be really handy. Then it starts off with, again, pretty decent. Gives you an idea of where the photo was taken. Gives you a look back and a look forward at the months, so you don't have to keep flipping the calendar around. It's got all the holidays that you might need, as well as phases of the moon. You know, I'd say a good mix of no frills, but still great images, and plenty of room for making appointments and using it as like an actual calendar on the wall. You know, sometimes people are getting these. Sorry about that. I thought this was a little bit closer, or I thought I had more room here. Some people use these, I know, as calendars, but a lot of people just want them for, you know, so they have the calendar to look at, but so they have that picture, so they could care less of what's going on with the calendar portion. Next up is one of the weird ones. We've already got clicks on it too, so I don't know what's all up with this one, but it's a 2026 calendar. It's way smaller, so it's probably only about 10 inches by 10 inches. It does have the dates here, but again, it's much smaller, so you're really not going to be utilizing this one. No holidays, no phases of the moon, but you get pictures or illustrations, I guess, of birds with body parts doing weird things. So, yeah, this one, I have somebody in mind for this one as a gift, and either they're going to like it or they're not, but not an expensive gift, and we'll see if they like it or not. This one is spiral bound, does have a hole in it, so you can hang it with a hanger or one of those adhesive things. Let's see. Then we'll get to this next dad jokes calendar. So we've got 3 of them here. This one is another with a sleeve, so if you're giving it as a gift, you know, it has this nice presentation, and then you have the heavy cardboard on the back. You can open that up and it'll flip out to, like this one, be a stand so that it stands up on the desk. Now you don't have to. Some people will put it down like this, just have it on the desk, and then other folks will use the cutout here and take that out and then just hang it on the wall. So, you know, it's kind of however you want to use it. It's basically a thick pad, whatever, 360 something pages thick, and you just pull the pages off. A lot of people will use the back as a notepad right away. Let's see. So it says, my cat ate all the food in the house. It looked like a real meowthful. So, yeah, dad jokes. Real punny, as they would say, right? And this one even says, 365 days of pun-believable jokes. So great gift ideas for people, especially folks who like to have, you know, jokes available. And you want to make sure they have a nice supply of them. I'm going to try taking a drink real quick, see if that'll work. So the next one we're going to take a look at is the little baby animals one. And again, if you know somebody that's crazy about baby animals, then you understand why they would love a big giant 12 by 12 calendar. So this one's full of color pictures. I'll take a quick look at them on the back here without spoiling them. And this one again comes with a piece of cardboard, but there's another one we're going to see here, and this one have a better piece of cardboard, or at least they give you some information on the piece of cardboard, and I think that's pretty cool. This one, for example, has 2027 calendar right away, so you can easily keep this with it as it's either up on the wall or however you're going to keep it, and you have that reference to 2027 right away. So as you can imagine, lots of baby animals. That's fun. It has the phases of the moon. It also has the holidays. It does look forward and back. So I think this is again a good mix of a practical calendar that's good for scheduling and doing stuff with it, and then have some awesome pictures. I think we have a couple more here. Yep, I'm going to keep knocking that monopod around. Sorry about that. All right, so what's the next one? Because the comments are missing, and it's making the screen kind of weird too. So this next one is the Pug Puppy one, and this one, like I say, also comes, must be this company, Red Ember. Comes with the 2027 calendar in it right away, and they show you some of their other calendars. So it's Pug Puppies this time, so not just pugs, but just puppies. This one also has some illustrations and little quotes, which is pretty cool. So a little bit more going on than just your standard blank calendar. You have the holidays and phases of the moon on this one. This one also starts in November and gives you the first 2 pages are like the last months of 2025. If we go to the end of the calendar, it looks like it ends December of 26. Oh, see, didn't pump it that much this time. Alright, after that one, we're looking at the last of the Dad Joke calendars, and this one's probably the more popular of the Dad Joke calendars. So, they say it's new and improved, and this one is the illustrated one. And I don't know if that's why it's so popular, or if people buying these as gifts maybe buy the illustrated one. But two of them come in a box, and one of them comes in a sleeve. This is one that comes in a box. So if you're giving it as a gift or whatever. And then, again, just like the others, it has a big, thick backing to it, and that backing pops open and into a stand so that it can stand on a desk like these two are doing, or of course you can set it down, or like I say, a lot of people also just stick these on a wall somewhere and kind of rip them off each day. So this one's a little different because it has the dates and everything. I like when it has something on a desk calendar like this where it has Thursday, April 23rd, because unlike a standard calendar where you can just flip and you're going to know what date it is because it's on a grid, if you're just flipping like this and somebody said, you have this on your desk, somebody says, hey, what are you doing on July 14th? I don't know. I mean, look, it's a Thursday or it's a Tuesday, I guess. I know I'm doing this on Tuesdays, so I know what I'm doing. And I kind of like this on a desk calendar. I don't know if I noticed that on the other ones or not. But this one, yep, does the same thing. Thursday, April 10th sort of thing. And again, I think that's pretty handy or pretty useful feature. So this is the 3 Dad Joke calendars that I grabbed. A couple of these are for gifts, and then I'll keep the others. And I think all of them would make good gifts, good gift ideas, though. I think this one, like I say, is probably the most popular. It's the most popular this evening, people clicking on it. But let's go on to the next one. Can't all be Dad Joke calendars, can they? Sometimes you just want a corgi calendar. So a lot of people call them the fat dachshund, but I don't know. They're dachshund with a fur coat. This is a 16-month calendar. Now this one's interesting because it's got this little flappy part here. And when you open it, right, the flappy part, you open it, you would expect that it would be, anyway, it turns out to be this way. So you've got your first picture there with the last 4 months of 2025. And I think that's pretty interesting. That's how they get it to 16 months. And then you start off with your January. So you got your look back, your look forward. You've got your holidays, and you got your phases of the moon. Really big. It's a 12 by 12, maybe a little bit bigger even. This might be a 14 by 12. And lots of room on this one. I won't go through and ruin all the pictures for you. But as you can see, there's also some illustrations. But for whatever reason, it feels like this picture is upside down to me. But there's the picture of some of the other photos on this one. So, well, I'm personally happy to see that the corgis aren't getting as many clicks as the pugs are tonight, because we're pug people here. But I can understand corgi love, because corgis are fun little puppies. Alright, so that was the calendars. If I would have been able to take comments, or see the comments, and we could have answered some questions. We've had 300 people watching, so appreciate everybody thumbing it up, and like I say, a little bit more interactive if I could see the comments. Sorry if I missed any, if I would have liked to answer any questions for you. But I do appreciate everybody who's been here this evening to take a look at some calendars going into 2026. This is the selection I bought. Obviously, we don't plaster the walls with them here, but I do like to give them as gifts, and I figured I'd share them before I give them away in the next day or two, right? So have a great evening, have a great rest of 2026, and we'll see you next time. I don't know what we're supposed to say on the Amazon side, so that's what I said on the Amazon side. Hmm. 300 people watching. Interesting. So thanks everybody for joining us. Nobody said anything over here. I'm sure it was a thrilling episode about calendars. We'll put links down below so you can grab one if you want. And see you on the next time.